What is up, team? I wanted to make a quick video to kind of explain and break down the strength cycle that we're in. I honestly should have made this video probably like 2 weeks ago. Rachel mentioned the strength cycle in her email, but I should have been on top of getting some more details to you guys. So I'm gonna take this opportunity to kind of break down what we've done so far, why we're doing it, and what you can expect in the coming weeks. So the idea here is an 8-week cycle. So for 8 weeks, Mondays are gonna be squat days and Wednesdays are gonna be press days. The first 3 weeks we're building. So last week we started at 75%, built all the way up to 85%. This week started at 75%, built up to 90%. Next week you can expect to build all the way up to 95%, but the reps are gonna go down. So you'll be finishing at 1 rep instead of the 2 or 3 or wherever we've been. And then the week after that, so Monday the 22nd, is gonna be a deload week. So expect to see similar movements. So maybe some front squats, some lunges, things of that nature to work on stability and control, but still allow us to move through a similar range of motion. And expect the workouts to be a little bit nastier. So less barbell during the week. We've had a lot of Olympic lifts during the week recently. Don't expect to see any of that during the deload week. Expect it to be a lot of like high heart rate, cardiovascular stuff. The concept behind what we're doing is, for most athletes, if you've been an athlete for a long time, higher volume is something that you can probably handle and manage pretty well. But if not, we have a lot of newer people in our community, which we're super excited about. We want to keep the volume a little bit lower. So to keep the volume lower and still push the strength boundary, what we're doing is we're working at higher percentages. And the idea there is we're trying to push the nervous system to work and not necessarily the soft tissue or your muscles. So high weight, like high percentages at lower reps, is what's really going to tax the nervous system. So you may find after some of the squat workouts, especially once we get a couple weeks in, you're not going to be that tired, or your muscles aren't going to be that tired. So you may not be as sore the next day, but you may find that your body is tired. So Monday nights, you may crash just because your nervous system is taxed from the higher percentages, and that's to be expected. So don't get caught off guard by that. In terms of pressing, our shoulder press is going to be 5x5 almost all the way through, with the exception of deload weeks where we may switch it up, do some different movements, do some different rep schemes. The 5x5 concept for shoulder press is to keep things a little bit more simple. So back squats, we can kind of push some boundaries. Shoulder press, we want to simplify a little bit. The idea is going to be to go up in weight every week. So say, for example, you did 50 pounds on your shoulder press last week, which was our first week. This week, you're going to try and do 52.5 or 55 and build by 2.5 or 5 or 10 pound increments. Most likely you're going to want to build by 2.5 or 5 pound increments, because by the time we get to the end of the cycle, strict press, you can only add so much weight at a time. So just keep that in mind as you get into that, and we'll switch it up again during deload week. The other thing you can expect to see is high intensity short workouts on our strength days. So Mondays, when we do squat workouts, high intensity, a little bit shorter. Today ended up being a little bit longer than I anticipated with the bike and double unders and ab mat sit-ups, but it's good for you. You're fine. So expect things like 6-minute AMRAPs, 2 3-minute AMRAPs, 2 4-minute AMRAPs, or like 4 time with like 2 or 3 rounds of something fast. And then next month, so just to dig in real quick, after that deload week, expect us to jump right back into about where we are this week. So you kind of take 2 steps back and then build forward for another 3 or 4 weeks. So we'll have 2 more build weeks, another deload week, which will be March 15th. And then March 22nd, we're going to retest squats. March 24th, which is that Wednesday, we'll retest strict press. So that's kind of what you can look forward to. That's why we're doing what we're doing. That's kind of the thought process behind it. Feel free to ask me any questions, either through Instagram or in class or anything like that, if you want to kind of know the thought process and get more into the science behind why we're building the cycle that we did. But we kind of combined powers and processed it together, and I did a lot of research. I'm actually reading an article right now, but it's, you kind of play with stuff. Hopefully we'll see a lot of PRs here in a couple weeks, so should be fun. Let me know if you have any questions.